Hey, welcome back, Life Group Leaders. It has been forever since we had one of these videos with winter retreat, a lot of stuff happening since then, but we are back on track. Here's what you need to know about what's coming up and what you need to know about facilitating discussion this week. 4 things that are coming up and then 2 tips for discussion. First, our life group meal changes. They are going into effect this week. Now, we talked about this in our training back in January. But in March, we're switching to, instead of reimbursing receipts for takeout meals every week for every life group, we're going to do one big meal per life group per month, and then the rest of it is more potluck on your own. This is a slight change from what we talked about in January, in that we still thought we could reimburse like one menu item from the potluck stuff to kind of alleviate the burden. But then I've been since told by the church and those looking at finances that is going to get so complicated, just reimbursing one item off of an itemized receipt, like one thing of like ground beef in the middle of a giant grocery run. So they've encouraged, just be generous with the $10 per person for that meal that one time during the month, and then the rest of it, you guys can figure out the potluck dynamic there. Go ahead and start trying out some different ways of making that potluck happen. I know that some life groups are doing meal teams that prep together, and then they rotate for like different groups of 4 people that prep every week. And then others are doing more of a life group leader organized potluck where they're designating everybody who's bringing something to group. Try both out. See what works. Let us know what works for you, because this is new for everybody. I'm sure that it's going to work well at some point, but we might need to work out some kinks, so let us know what works for you and what does not. Announcement number 2. We are doing our monthly pause the last week of the month, coming up in 2 weeks for March. So go ahead and let your teams know, hey, we're going to take a pause here. I believe it's like March 26th through April 2nd or something like that. Let them know that you're taking that week off, and tap somebody on the shoulder to plan something fun. If they want to hang out, that's great. Don't think that has to be your responsibility, though. I would put that in somebody else's plate and let somebody else lead, take a break, enjoy being a follower in your life group for a night. But let's give our host homes and you, life group leaders, a rest. Third announcement, Easter is coming up. It's April 17th. And we have Young Adults Easter happening Easter Sunday. Now, some of you might have plans for Easter. You might be going home. You might have family in town. But it is the one holiday that people notoriously don't travel super well for. There's not a lot of days off on either end. So a lot of times people are just here in town. So with our young adult community, we want to make sure there is a place for them to have family, have connection, have community, and to celebrate the resurrection in a family-style meal environment. Location to be determined. We'll let you know super soon. But let your group know that they have a place to be on Easter Sunday, 1 p.m., a place to eat together with their spiritual family and their friend community here with young adults. The 4th thing I have as an announcement for you guys is we have a Good Friday worship night happening April 15th. We're going to attend that as a young adult ministry all together. So meet at the fireplace with everybody, and then we're going to go hang out afterwards. I don't know if it's Andy's, I don't know if it's Culver's, I don't know if it's, Morton's Steakhouse, but we're going to go somewhere together. So go ahead and put that on your group's radar as well. Now, discussion tips for this week. First, you might be hearing the same themes over and over and over again as we walk through Unleashed. We're in our 4th week here, and I get the sense that most people keep thinking about the same risk in their life, the same area where they feel like they need to step out and be bolder in their faith, to live this adventurous life that Jesus calls us to. So this could be a really good time to start really pressing in with application-oriented questions to help people start taking these steps. You've probably heard the same thing over and over from the same people. So ask them, hey, what do you need to take that step? When you hear something familiar, point it out and say, hey, we've talked about this for a couple weeks. How close are you to actually taking action here? And see what happens. Lean in, support, don't judge, and try to investigate and interrogate, but ask these questions from a perspective of supporting your brothers and sisters in that life group. Second thing, there's these Unleashed challenges that you could have been doing this whole time. This week, it's serving a first responder. that could be an awesome opportunity for some of you guys. And then for others who have a hard time knowing, all right, who's a first responder in my community I can serve, I do want to let you know about an opportunity to serve within young adults where you can make a huge impact. Everett Sutton is a college student at Biola. He comes back and he plays drums for us every time he's home from college. He was a part of high school ministry here. He meets with me every summer. He's probably going to jump in as soon as he's back. But his mom, a few years ago, they discovered a brain tumor, and she's been unable to work since then, and she was the primary breadwinner for her family. Now, recently, Everett's dad has been able to kind of shoulder the load, prep meals and stuff, but now he is having rotator cuff surgery coming up. The church has put together a meal train for the Sutton family, for Everett's parents, and I think this would be a great way for us to serve them also. Some of you guys know Everett, and some of you guys are just trusting, hey, they're connected with young adult ministry. Let's prepare a meal together and bring it to this house as they continue to navigate what it looks like to none of them being working and unable to prepare meals. How can we serve them well? So that's an opportunity in our own ministry for you to check out. Everything you need this week is below. You can have your facilitator guide there. There's your Unleashed challenges. There's a link to the meal train for the Sutton family, whether it's a gift card you guys all buy or you prep a meal together. And then the actual announcements and links for Easter and for Good Friday are also below. We love you guys. Have a great week with your life groups, and we'll see you out there soon.